I totally forgot, guys. I'm so sorry. Good. What is today? Tuesday morning. I've been sitting here playing with my makeup. My husband called, yammering away. Then I remembered, oh yeah, I'm doing a video. The washer is going beside me. If you hear that noise, I apologize. Hopefully I can talk over it. I'm down to just about being finished with my makeup. Gonna put a little foundation on and pretty much fix where I've kind of contoured my face. Need to do a little bit of eyebrows, but we'll fix it. We'll talk real quick. I'm trying a different technique that I've seen. I'm using Laura Mercier Flawless. Whew, let's try this again. Flawless Foundation, Ultra Long Wear Foundation. In the shade, looks like 3-in-2 Honey. This is one that I will repurchase. I probably should while the Sephora sale is going on. Mostly using it up because, well, it's getting time for it to not be good anymore. So, I'll purchase a shade lighter or another shade to lighten this up because the honey is just a tad orangey on me, as you can see. We're going to bounce this. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people have been talking about their favorites, and of course, that's the Sephora sale and all that good stuff. I'm going to share with you my thoughts on a couple of things. When it comes to the pink beauty blender, I don't like it at all. I would rather have, lift it a little bit. I would rather have the white sponges that you can get from Walmart any day of the week than a pink beauty blender. My biggest thing with it, I don't like the fact that it bleeds. This one is the Pro Beauty Blender. I think it gets a little bit bigger. Ooh, that little technique does work nicely. I couldn't get to sleep last night, so naturally I just kind of watched a few videos, and one of them had to deal with contouring an older face, which is what I have. So finally had to give up on my little sample that I got of the Benefit Give Me Brow. I just had, there we go. So, I'm horrible. When I pack to go somewhere, for whatever reason, I think I have to pack everything that I own. Even though I didn't this time. I did not unpack when we got back from Easter Sunday. The way Easter went, and I'm sorry I didn't get any footage of anything while we were down there. We normally do something. By the time I got down there, my poor mother was starved to death. So, because I was supposed to be down there way earlier than I actually got down there. And she was waiting for me so we could go to Sauced in Pineville and eat. And for those of you that don't know what Sauced is, it's a pizza, I can't say words, pizza place in Pineville. Mountain Laurel Festival is coming up very soon. It's the weekend of Memorial Day. If you have never been, go down 75, shoot off on exit 25, 29, whatever, whichever way you're coming, and stop by and just visit. See, there's a lot of historical stuff, the chain rock and things like that to be seen in Pineville, and it's a wonderful little town. And they would appreciate your tourism, you coming in and spending some time with them. And it's my home. That's just how it is. It's where I love to be when I'm, that's a hair. I thought I had a smudge, but it was a hair. Gonna go in with my little Morphe. It's Spirit, which I think is kind of ironic because I have a Spirit blush that came from Unique, and the colors are very close. Now, if you are younger and you do this and put it on, you know, right through here, fantastic. I tend to not do that, and I will show you why. Just a minute, whenever I actually get some product on my face. Went a little too strong on that side. Which is okay, because you can see why I don't do it that way very often. But as you see, because I'm 52 and things are starting to migrate, for me, putting it on this far out onto the balls of my cheeks whenever I'm not smiling, you can see a major contrast in my skin. So I don't do that anymore. Most of the time. Sometimes I will put a softer sheer blush or my go-to highlight. This stuff is from Maybelline. Yeah, from Maybelline. Master Chrome. I just love it. And most of the time, this is kind of what it takes. It's just a touch. And I meant to show you all. My outfits came. I will get them and show them to you later this week. When I show you stuff, I'm not showing it to you to be bragging. I'm sharing it with you because I got it and I want you to enjoy it. And I also want to share. I shop from small businesses quite a bit. So I want to give them as much shout out as I possibly can. Do I suggest you do the same? Yeah, because our big corporations are just not nice. And I'm hoping that I'm overpowering this washer. The laundry has to be done today. If you followed me last week, nothing really got done. I was in Flare for part of the week. Between flare and migraine. I actually started with a migraine at my mother's house, and thankfully my husband and my daughter had come down, so they got to, my husband was there to be able to drive my Avenger home, and I just put my daughter in the Fusion because that's where the car seat is, and let her drive her and the baby home. Quick colors that I used on my eyes. This is the Festival palette that came in last month's BoxyCharm. I think it was last month's, could be wrong. I used that, a little bit of the pink. Then I backed up and went to another pure palette that has been around for a little bit, and used the top 3 colors, and this one and this one. I don't have shade names, and even if they were on this itty bitty palette, I would not be able to see them. We're dropping stuff again. Big surprise, right? You may wonder why I drop so much stuff. If you've seen my bathroom sink, you'd understand fully. Anyway, we're going to set that to the side. We've done our brows, we've done foundation. We've been talking for almost 10 minutes. And I haven't even gotten into the thought. I'm going to use, is this a primer? No, that's an eyeshadow base. So not what I needed. You may wonder why I'm putting on makeup just to hang out and clean house today. I'm going to tell you. A, it's practice. I use the Monsieur Big from Lancome. Nope, we're not either because it's waterproof and I don't want to waterproof today. Gonna use the It Superhero. Me and Ed didn't start out really well. First couple of times that I used it, I just didn't care for it. As it got further down, for me, if I use another mascara and coat my lashes with it and then go over it with this, it works amazingly well. More so than just putting more coats of this. But anyway, back to the original thought. Whenever I first started doing videos and first started doing sparkle was when I first went into pain management. I do not do pain management anymore. My neurologist manages my medication, but one thing that my pain management doctor encouraged me to do was the videos, because he said you're going to see where you make progress. And lately I have not been making progress, so I decided, you know, it might be time to really need to focus back on doing this on a more consistent basis. I'm going to use, wow, Revlon Dramatic Definition. Just go over top of that. Guys, I used the MAC, I think it's Lots of Lashes or something like that. I threw it away because it was empty. It was just a little sample, and I loved it. However, it's not waterproof. And I was playing before I got in the shower yesterday. And, well, this formula is also trash. As you can see by the clumpiness on the brush. But I've had this for forever. This actually is a better product than what it's performing today. This needs to happen with this. Trash can. Okay. What I did on my face, basically you've seen. Laura Mercier. We will mist it with a little bit of Urban Decay All-Nighter. I'm going to step back and do it because I don't want it in my coffee. Ah! Now you see why I threw the mascara away. Did not see that coming. We'll fix it. Not a problem. I'm going to get into the topic. It's kind of yucky. That I want to talk about. Did not see that coming. Kind of yucky, kind of yucky. I'm going to tell you too, I get to brag a little bit. Little man is doing amazingly, wonderfully well with all things potty, so it makes doing this a lot easier because I don't have to be so concerned about potty time. Just going to take and go back underneath there. The dog still pays. I still don't know why, but anyway, we'll give that some time, and I want to read something to you that we'll go through this. This is out of the Celebrate Recovery Daily Devotional. And what Celebrate Recovery is about is healing from hurts, habits, and hang-ups. And it follows along with, along the lines of the 12-step programs, but it's different. Okay, it's a more, it's biblically faith-based. And as I've told you before, some days I may read 5,000 different devotionals or verses or something like that, and some days I may read none. It just all depends. Well, today I went to day 28 because since I don't do this in any particular order, I just kind of like randomly, and this caught my eye. I'm married to a mechanic. This is why. But the devotional is entitled Engine Light, and it says a few days ago the check engine light came on in my car. I dread this because it's never good news. I had just spent a considerable amount of money fixing up my wife's car, and I was in no mood to let things get out of hand, so I drove straight to the shop. Turns out it was time for an oil change. No big deal. This made me think, though. Sometimes a warning light goes on in our lives, and we don't pay attention to it because we're afraid of what we'll find. Dog. Maybe the warning light is a phone call from a loved one who is hurt by something we said or another night spent acting out in a behavior we abhor. Maybe the warning light is an insufficient funds message at the ATM. Whatever it is, when that light goes on, it can be tempting to ignore it. But that's never the right move. In fact, that's denial. God may be sending you a warning light to help you avoid trouble. Sometimes that, if left unchecked, can lead to a bigger issue. An oil change is no big deal. But without it, let me tell you how oil changes work on my vehicle. My Avenger, we take it in by months because it sits. It's never been changed because of the mileage. Never. Never. Well, maybe the first year or so that we had it, it had mileage. Let me turn this away because my towel is kind of hanging there. It's getting ready to get washed. We'll just kind of deal. But, we base oil changes for different reasons. But it says an oil change is no big deal. But without it, my car's engine could have been destroyed. I know people who've done this. Drive a car and dry on oil and blow the engine up. Blows my mind because I can't comprehend how people can't check the oil. But that's me. We should always be watching for God's warning lights. If we don't pay attention, we are apt to fall backwards into old hurts, hang-ups, and habits. Our loving God wants to spare us more pain and shower us instead with his blessings. The verse that goes with this is from Jeremiah. Jeremiah is one of my favorite books. It says, they did not listen or pay attention. Instead, they followed the stubborn inclinations of their evil hearts. They went backward and not forward. Like that. Switch around just a little bit real quick, because I don't think that was I have fallen in love with. I have, thanks to my friend Izzy, I have the complete Jewish study guide for Christians and people of Jewish faith, and I mess it up every time that's how come I'm kind of muttering, because it's like, I can't remember the name of it. I love it, absolutely love it, because I can go and read it, and I can read the Hebrew portion of it, and it's beautiful. Some of it is kind of not so much, but some of it is really, really, and I forgot where I was going. Big shock, right, guys? 7:24. Totally transposed that. I'm going to back up and hit 23. Jeremiah 7:23 says, but this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice, and I will be your God, and ye shall be my people. And walk ye in all ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well with you. 24 says, but they hearkened not, nor inclined their ear, but walked in the counsels and the imagination of their evil heart, and went backward and not forward. Did you catch this part? This part says, obey my voice, and I will be your God, and you shall be my people. and walk ye all in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well with you. Here's the thing that I think that we sometimes, I'm going to finish this up kind of quick because we're going on 20 minutes. I think we sometimes get in our own way. I know I do. By being stubborn, and I'm horrible for it. Dropping the same brush. You'd think after about the second or third time I'd leave it alone. But repeating the same behavior, the insanity factor of it. God gives us warning signs. There are things that we're told, don't do this, don't act this way, don't treat people this way, don't conduct yourself like this. The reason being is so that you're out of trouble, so that your life can be blessed. Forgive me, I have to kind of, I see something not right, I have to fix it. So, from me to you, watch for those warning lights. There are things that you could say to me that if you said them, they wouldn't hurt me one bit. But if my mother said the same words to me, it would devastate me. Or somebody, a family member or something like that. And the reason why I said it that way is because so often we don't pay attention. And when I say we, remember guys, if I'm talking about it, chances are I'm guilty of it. So I'm not pointing fingers. No, that's not how this works. I'm sharing my heart and my sparkle with you because together, collectively, we do better. We do better as one than on our own. So here's the thing. When you're tempted to do something that you know better than doing, don't do it. That little bitty thing is just as bad as that great big thing. We all too often want to pick apart other people's lives. And like I said, I'm guilty of this myself. Very guilty. We want to sit and say, oh, well, at least I don't do what does. Or, I don't do, well, guess what? If you ain't cleaned your front doorstep, you ain't no better. If you have not achieved perfection, you're no better. Just that simple. My light's dying, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove it because it's not really helping anything anyway. And I don't mean that to come across as harsh. It's just the reality of it. So we're all in different places in life. There are things that I did in my 20s that I didn't do in my 30s. There are things that I did in my 30s that I didn't do in my 40s. And there are things that I did in my 40s that you won't catch me even anywhere remotely close to doing in my 50s. Do you follow what I'm saying here? We are on a journey. And sometimes we have to keep going around the same mountain. And the reason why isn't because of God. It's because of us. He's waiting on us to get it right. This is a journey and there are tests. And when we get it right, we get a testimony out of it. God brought us through. God taught us. We grew. And so I want you to keep in mind that the more time that we spend worrying about what's going on in other people's lives is the less time that we're worried about what's going on in our lives, and the less time that we're taking care of our own business, and that's when trouble can slip in. That's when you're not paying attention and you're not keeping your guard up. That's when trouble can seep into your heart and into your life and cause you to fall back into those old ways. So remember that we move forward. We walk in the ways that are commanded of us in the Old Testament because that's what God commanded. Got me? Anyway, I wish you a super wonderful, fantastic day. I'm going to do some laundry. This is my face for doing laundry. This is my game face for doing laundry. Anyway, it's part of, when I put on my makeup, I feel better. So that's why the doctor encouraged me to do it and to do the videos. But anyway, we're going to end this because it's after going over 25 minutes and I didn't really intend for it to be that long. But it's been a while and I ain't really had a chance to talk to many people because I was sick last week. And yeah, WWE was in Lexington last night. My daughter had a wonderful time. My grandson is wearing his little AJ Styles shirt today. He thinks he's all that in a bag of chips. Do I know that it's all fake? Yeah. They're called performers for a reason. There you go. So, anyway, we enjoyed it. We had a good time. I didn't go with my daughter, but, you know, I watched from home. But we had a good time. And we had a good talk after she got home. And it's good. Life's good. So, remember, we move forward when we don't repeat the same bad behavior, bad habits, and hurts and hang-ups, when we learn how to let them go and how to work through them. And trust me when I tell you, work in progress here. The warning light goes on here. My check engine light goes on a lot. But apparently I have a dog that needs my attention. So we're going to wrap this up. Remember, I am the mayor's daughter. I love you all so very much. My DMs are open on Twitter if you need a friend. And it's the mayor's daughter. And I promise you, if you message me and it's just something random, I may or may not respond. But if you message me and say, hey, I need to talk to you as a friend, something along those lines, because I don't deal with spam very well, I'll talk to you. I may not have all the answers to your problems, but I promise I'll do my best to uplift you and encourage you along the way. So, once again, I'm the mayor's daughter, and we're out of here. Have a great day. I'll see you. Bye.